I'm not going to have gay sex. And like gay sex is more than just like another man and a man. It's just like the idea of looking at sex as such a materialistic thing and just like, oh, well, like we just have an orgasm and that's fun or whatever. No, like, dude, sex is about having children. It's about having babies.
Look, tell on yourself without telling on yourself, bro, because associating sex only being heterosexual, meaning if it's a baby comes out of it, is crazy. If getting government assistance is a benefit and you're getting incentivized to do it and it's just everything is peachy cream, why the f y'all don't just give up everything that you do and just get government assistance? Since it's so great and life is so grand under government assistance, stop doing everything that you're doing. Stop making all this money. Stop going on YouTube, delete your account, get off OnlyFans, get off X, whatever the f you're doing, and just get government assistance because you're below the threshold of what it needs, since it's so great. I dare you. You know what I'm saying? Drop a like, leave a comment, let me know you're in here. We finna have fun tonight. What in, y'all? Logic's back with another one. Today we're going to review a video from Luke Beasley. He's a he's a political commentator on YouTube, and he's going to interview two MAGA supporters. One who is, I believe her name is Isabella Moody. I think she was like, used to be like a OnlyFans girl or a porn star. I'm sorry if I'm incorrect on that, but she did something very liberal, and now she's a conservative content creator, and she's with her husband, and they're going to talk about their support for Trump and why. I think it's going to be interesting because Luke is a well-informed political commentator, and just from the little bit I know about these two, they seem to be ill-informed content creators. And I'm not saying that just because you support Trump, you're inherently ill-informed, but I think they support Trump and they're extremely ill-informed. And part of her character seems like it's a bit. I don't even know if she's real, so we'll see. She just says, she seems like she just finds out how to say the craziest things that she can think of, and whatever happens after that happens, and that's how she gets the clicks. So with that being said, make sure by the end of this video you leave a like, comment, sub. If not one, then all three. I need y'all help. I'm almost to 500 subs. We're about 430 right now, so please, you know what I'm saying, if you rock with the content, just make sure you leave a sub so we can hit that 500 goal, man. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, let's get into the video.
I say we bring back normalizing the word f. We need to shame f again. We need to put them back in the closet. I miss those days when people wouldn't tell anyone that they're gay because it was not celebrated. Now it's like people are becoming gay because they want to be celebrated. They're weird. They're outcasts. They just want to feel like they can fit in and have a bunch of people support them for nothing. Like if you're ugly in 20,
like gay isn't the issue anymore. Everybody's obsessed with trans people. The gay thing is like, that's dead and buried. Nobody cares if you're gay.
2024, just become a and then, oh, boom, you're popular. Magically. It's become a trend. Let's make it a trend to shame them again. Who's with me?
So here's what I'm wondering. Your daughter's going to grow up. We'll also show in the intro the clip of, also joking, I'm sure, of your daughter being ready for a guy when she's 18. You know that one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
Of course. This is going to be out there. You really want your daughter seeing this?
Yes.
Just spewing hatred all
It's not spewing hatred. It's not. I mean,
what is your fixation? Just, okay, other people can live their life. I thought that was what conservatives liked before.
Here's the thing, bro. Nobody was fixated on it until it got shoved down our throat. There's not a TV show we can watch without a homosexual. Like there's gays.
It's just so weird because all you're doing is inherently saying that you don't like to see gay people, because how is their existence in a TV show bothering you? Yes, we did. You used to not see them in shows. They did not show them because they was trying to, you know what I'm saying, keep them tucked away in an attic, and they didn't want to put it on TV. But now it's accepted, so they're just gonna be represented in TV shows because they're represented in real life. That's just how the cookie crumbles. I don't know why that would upset you, because you just simply don't like gay people. It's like, now you can't see a show without them. Well, you couldn't see a show without straight couples at first. Like, fucking grow up.
What name a show?
Name a show.
Like a new show that's come out, and there's
I don't watch any new shows.
Exactly. So you don't even know. Dude, there are so many gays.
Okay.
But like, bro, if you're a Christian and you know that that's wrong, and you see them just normalizing this lifestyle, obviously, it's science 101, right? Like every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Like,
What? How did we get to science and having an equal and look like? I'm sorry, like she's married to him and just looking at him sound like a fucking idiot. Like I wonder if she's thinking like, damn, this is really what I signed up for, huh? Like I really think she's a character. I don't think she believes most of the things she says, and she just says it all for a shock factor. And he might believe this shit for real, and she might just not care. But he sounds like an idiot.
like there's going to be a reaction to the action of just shoving this down our
In
throats.
Pride Month, hello,
How
it's
is
everywhere. We
shoving
get the
it?
gay flag everywhere. You see it in Target for the kids. And yes, what I said in that
They
video
do it during Pride Month. I don't see it outside of that. Like, not any more than I would see any other fucking flag. If somebody got it outside their house, then they got it outside their house. But
is precisely true. Like if you're like weird and ugly and you're like, oh, I'm transgender now. All of a sudden you have this whole community praising you for just
like when it
being
was
unique.
the most looked down upon, there were still lots and lots of gay people. Clearly, it's not just a societal trend.
It is trending
It is.
upwards.
We
More
see it
people-
in nature.
it's not a trend. It's just that it's acceptable now, so more people okay with being openly gay because it's acceptable. It wasn't acceptable before, so people was closeted and gay. I don't think there's more of an influx. I think people are just okay with being themselves now.
Oh my God, like penguins being gay or whatever.
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, clearly, even when it was the worst thing you could do societally, still people were gay. So it's not like people are just doing it because
Worst thing you could do societally. What about like killing people?
well, they would get killed for it. Yeah,
Not necessarily. I mean,
I mean, still in countries where you
Abortion.
get killed for
I don't think he meant it that literally, and I don't know why he even defended it in that way. He should have been like, I don't mean literally. He's just saying like, you know, if you were openly gay, it was fucking bad for you at a point. You would get killed. And she's like, killing people. Obviously, killing people is one of the worst things you could do. He's just making a point that you used to get killed for simply being gay.
where there are still gay people.
right.
Which, of course, debunks the idea that this is some media driven.
Well,
phenomenon.
just because it happens in nature doesn't mean it's correct. We come
Right,
from
I'm
a Christian
saying-
point of view.
And you can have your
Also, they argue what's natural a lot in Christianity. Maybe you not, but they argue the natural shit a lot in Christianity.
views. My point is, though, our argument is that everyone can have their views and live their life, and then
Is that
just
what
sort
you
of
guys
live-
think? Because I'm
let
pretty sure
live.
cancel culture comes from the left. Like the reason why I'm so like flagrant about this stuff and like aggressive about it online is because people are constantly like, you can't say that, cancel. Like I remember I started off on TikTok and I always say the crazy rabid feminist on TikTok created the anti-feminist monster that I am today. Because if I just said one thing, oh, women should be in the kitchen. Oh my gosh, this internalized misogyny. They're freaking out. They're literally, did you see the feminists after Trump just won? They're literally screaming.
But there it
these
is again.
people.
So much of your ideology, and I agree. If someone were stepping over and saying you have to live your life this way, you can't
Which is what
stay
she
home if
said.
you want to. That would be strange. I would be against that. But your argument so often necessitates saying what other people should be doing,
Right.
which we're not saying.
You
We can
just
say
said women should be in the kitchen. You didn't say like, I want to be a woman that's in the kitchen, or this is why I think. You're not saying like, I think this is beneficial. You're telling other people like they need to do this, and that's what turns people away.
or we do believe that you can live the life however you want.
Other people should be doing it, yes, because there's good and there's evil. We know what good is, we know what evil is, and therefore
Okay.
people should be living good lifestyles. They
Gay is not good or evil. It's neutral. Being gay is not good or evil.
should be living virtuous, moral lifestyles. And we as a society, we can pressure the other people within our society
We can pressure.
to be walking with good morals, with good virtues.
And that's, I guess, what I find crazy is that you think this sort of content is pushing people in that direction.
Right. All she doing was insulting people.
Like pushing people to live more.
You think
It's emboldening.
playing
other
into
people.
the caricature that the only reason you have the views you have is because you're obsessed with like this hate-filled fixation with other people's lifestyles. That's what you play into.
I just want to clarify, this isn't hate filled. I'm not like fuming behind my phone like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that there's gay people in this world. I think it's funny. It's very lighthearted. And I personally don't care about moving people to what I think. Like, I'm a woman online. I think many women, especially in conservative politics, I call them the conservative feminists. They think that they're going to go make the change. And oh my gosh, I'm so great. And I'm going to be the next president one day, which I've literally heard a certain conservative feminist say. I don't take myself seriously.
Well, then why are you justifying the rhetoric by saying we could create a society that pressures people into your framework? When I'm saying you could have the views that you have and people could choose to associate or not associate with you because of them.
Right.
But to go out and purposefully do what a lot of other people, if you're saying you don't believe this, most people perceive what we're going through in this show as hateful rhetoric, and your justification is because it could impact people, which is crazy because it's only going to push people further away. I've heard people who are Christians, who have pretty traditional Christian views, but come at it from a place of compassion and empathy. And
way more mature
their views,
and it's respectful,
and it actually could move people.
Yeah,
I agree.
Whereas
I'm not debunking your point, but you're basically saying,
I don't think you could debunk any point.
Stop being so vile and hateful.
I'm asking why you're doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's because you are not you, but let's just say leftists, they don't like this and they want to put us in the closet. And they want to say, you go in the closet, you be shamed, you don't get on social media and say, that is the F slur. You don't say these words. You don't act this way. You go back in the closet for being a hateful bigot.
And you'll get fired from your job. We'll dig up your old tweets and we will do everything to take down your entire livelihood.
Okay.
So,
the damage
Isabella,
report.
I don't know how I feel about that. Like, when people do that, sometimes I think some type of behavior is warranted for you, like, that your job wouldn't approve of. I will never invest my time into trying to get somebody fired. I don't know how I feel about other people doing that. It's like, bro, people still got to make a livelihood, but if you just gonna be out acting a fool, hating, throwing hate towards people, if you get that energy back, I mean, that's the only way you get that kind of energy is if you put that out there in the world. You're gonna get it right back. So I guess I don't feel bad for him, but I don't know. I don't have that much time to care that much to be doing all that. Even if it happened to me, that wouldn't be my next step, is to get them fired from a job, you know.
Riley, this individual, is an ambassador to Turning Point
No,
USA.
she's
Isabella Riley. I think I called her Moody. Maybe it was Riley Moody. I don't know.
No, I'm
Has
not.
apparently been seen at Kerry Lake fundraisers, taking photos with top staffers or whatever. This is an influencer who's been allowed into organizations. And to be very clear, while I think that tweet by itself
Wait, I
is
just realized it just said garbage people of the week. What?
pretty bad, it's not
God.
the only time they've drawn people's
Here we
attention.
go.
Take a look at this
Compilation.
montage.
If you have stage 4 cancer, there's a reason why no man wants you. Because he wants to put your hair.
I feel like to young women,
Damn,
unironically, they
that's a
need to
brutal
find a
one.
man that's
I have a lot to say on that one.
very misogynistic.
I think Malcolm X is based. I'm Malcolm X.
Cool
pilled.
guy, yeah.
I would say he's based if he wasn't black.
Hey, speaking of getting a job,
It's a
I'm a
joke.
10
see what-
and a 10 race.
And she like, it's a joke. You see what I'm saying? It's just like, let me say, oh yeah, Moody Isabella. Yeah, it was Riley Moody. That's what I thought. But you see what I'm saying? It's like that type of, it's like, what's the joke? Like, what's the, is the joke like racism, I guess? I don't know.
It's right
It
here.
just seems like she just figures out how to just say the wildest shit and see what happens.
My husband's texting me, and he said that he wanted me to tell you that we will have our daughter ready for you as a virgin.
It's clearly
See, that's not a joke to me. If you are talking about my child and using her as a joke for that, no, that's not a fucking joke. Like, you have a newborn damn near, and you're talking to a 20-something-year-old man that's finna be 30 and saying she's gonna be ready for you, basically, probably when she's fucking 16 because it's Zerka. But what? You making a joke like that about my child? It's nothing funny about that. And I don't give a fuck about your little fake personality on the internet. You're not finna use my daughter as a fucking pedophile joke. That's not what's happening. That's not gonna be a joke. If you think that shit is funny, go ahead and be bad, whatever the fuck. But you're not finna make a joke like that about my daughter. That's crazy, bro.
a joke. I just want to make one point about the cancer comment, which was
a complete joke, and a lot of people got mad at me about this. It was in response to Dixie D'Amelio like shaving her head. And I just want to say I was vindicated because after this election, all the feminists now shaved their head bald because they don't want men to find them attractive. So they actually proved my point.
And then what happened? Like the cancer patients came out and they were like offended.
Now women with alopecia and who have cancer are like, I'm not part of this movement. Like, you guys are crazy and entitled.
I think these people are on the internet way too much. Like, I didn't even see that until like people on the right was talking about it. Like, I watch all this stuff for entertainment for sure, but if I was having a real life conversation with people, I think these conversations, even though it's for content, like you still want to talk about real experiences, but they always use the extremes to represent the whole when it's really the minority. I don't know a single person that cut their hair because Trump won. I don't know a single person that screamed and acted like the world was gonna end. I don't know a single person that said I'm not fucking anybody if he's a Trump supporter. And they may exist, but like when they get on the internet and then they see people on the internet doing that, you already is in a different sphere if somebody is willing to put it on the internet, even if they have strong emotions towards the reaction of the presidential race. So when you bring up women that shave their head and stuff, like that's not a lot of people. That is you probably saw about 3 women do that on the whole internet since the loss. And it's like, why are you bringing that up like everybody's acting like that? Them people already is in another category of people that's gonna do something like that. That's just stupid.
I was making a joke that these crazy feminists just proved my point. Shout out to these rabid feminists.
Screaming about someone not being appealing when they have cancer is very different than your thoughts about a feminist thing.
It was
Dude,
a
that
joke.
was a set. That's like 4 seconds of the entire video.
And
And you notice too.
I've watched your full videos. The context doesn't help.
Okay, first of all, that's like
Context doesn't
that
help.
video of her. That's from like 2.5 years ago.
Okay. All right. Cool. So then
Like
you back off.
she's
of it.
adapting a little bit, changing a little bit
So it was a bit much. Right.
more.
And I've definitely become more like empathetic towards people ever since having my daughter. But now it's been a year since she's been born, and
Well, after you had her, you still made a pedophile joke for her.
I'm back to being a apparently.
But
No,
see,
I would say you've
I am.
adapted and you've learned and you've changed a lot and become way more empathetic and understanding. Totally.
just radically empathetic from what I can tell.
Yeah.
Just
I also have dark humor though.
We're not saying that she's radically empathetic. We're saying that she's
He doesn't understand sarcasm. Like, these people are not like, for you to act so like, oh God, concerned with society, you don't even understand like social cues. He didn't understand the sarcasm in what he said. No, she's not radically empathetic. Like, duh, motherfucker.
she's taking steps more towards empathy than before.
Not even taking steps, like it just
then you
came
agree.
naturally.
Yeah. Well, then you agree that a lot of the stuff that you've gone most viral for is not a good representation of your views of Christianity.
Yeah, because I like to be like funny and outrageous online.
Hey, quiet.
Oh, sorry, can't talk.
I wouldn't say that it's a bad view.
What the fuck was that? What was that? All she did was start
Hey, quiet.
Yeah,
didn't
because
even say
I
no.
I like to be like funny.
Of
Wait,
your
wait.
views of
Hey, look.
Christianity.
Yeah, because I like to be like funny and outrageous online.
Hey, quiet.
Oh, sorry, can't talk.
I wouldn't say that it's a bad view of Christianity.
That was like rehearsed. What the fuck? That was rehearsed. Like, she answered a question. He said, "Hey, be quiet." They're at an interview together. Take her mic, why don't you? What the fuck was that?
What? Really? Show me when Jesus was talking about putting people back in the closet.
Why would Jesus put people? Were there even closets at the time?
I'm not going to say anything, but I'm sure everybody watching just had the same reaction as me.
Yeah.
There. Oh yeah. So and there was the saying.
Why did Luke say yeah? Luke be nice, but sometimes when he do talk to these people, he do be giving them some go. When he talk to like Trump supporters in person, he be on their neck a lot. But he's like a polite person in general. It seems like. Why would you answer yeah to that? Because you know you're not being literal. excuse me, you know you're not being literal. Why did you say, did they have clauses back then? Yeah. Like, what the fuck?
Hawkins.
Get back into the closet. Like, this is the thing,
No.
bro. You're like autistically analyzing this. Like, where did Jesus say in
Obvious.
Talk about the verse about shame.
in Matthew 14? Jesus says, "Hey, homo, get back in the closet." Never happened.
No, I'm saying look at the
Bet
principle.
he probably couldn't name one Bible verse. I bet you he couldn't.
Well, have you actually read the Bible?
Yes.
Like 7 times.
Okay, so you know
Oh,
that
I
every
bet you he can.
Jesus-related story was not him convincing people to follow God by spitting on them or hating them. It was actually him going to those who were the outcasts
you're
of
so
the time.
wrong.
It was him going to the
You're
outcasts
wrong.
of the time and showing the ability to love people.
You're wrong.
Wrong. Jesus never berated people for not doing the right thing.
Through even lifestyles that Christianity would say are wrong.
No, you're wrong, because what does Jesus say in the Bible? He says, "Go and let the dead bury the dead." This man wanted to follow Jesus, and he said, "I have to go give a funeral to my father. He just died." And he said, "No, let the dead bury the dead. Come and follow me." He told
That didn't connect to what the fuck his point was. You see what I'm saying? Like, that didn't connect at all. He's not berating anybody.
Doesn't refute what I'm saying.
Exactly.
I'm saying don't
Well,
ignore
you're
all the
trying to say
stories
this
of
was all-
Jesus
this was
being
all love and this was
being
everything.
woke for the time.
Wait, what?
Jesus was the biggest wokester of the time.
No, he was loving. He was
Yeah.
he was a
So
servant.
where's that publicly? Why can't I see y'all talking about the importance of loving? Do you
Yeah.
actually believe this election would be so much better if women couldn't vote?
I think every election.
Or is that a joke?
Everything's
No,
just
women
about
should not be voting.
Even women in the 1920s largely didn't want.
When you look at the women's
vote.
suffrage,
What the fuck does that have to do with anything? Who cares? What does that have to do with anything? Even women in the 1920s didn't want to vote. Well, now they do. Fuck, like what?
movement and what they did, there were two sides. Women were advocating for women not to get into politics.
Some, but obviously most wanted otherwise, which is why women vote now.
See, people.
I'm sure
The majority won in that case, right? Right.
some women were.
No, not some. There were a
People
lot.
like her.
No,
Yeah,
there
it
were
could
a
be
lot of people.
It could be
Came
a
up-
lot, but more obviously wanted the opposite. So
Not that old, okay? People like to talk about my age online. I'm not that old.
and
Gosh.
if that's the case, what's funny about that is women women vote more than men in as far as numbers. Like more women are like reliable voters than men. For you to act like women didn't want to vote, like okay, so the fuck what? Like more women vote than men.
What a misogynistic thing to say.
Hey,
Ageist.
take it back. Take it back.
I'm sorry.
The use
Oh,
of the
sorry.
day.
Him? Oh, okay.
The use of the day, I'm saying.
But
Yeah.
but there were literally women who did not want women to get into politics.
So
I'm sure.
what?
There are a lot of really
But do you
incorrect women
explore
in
and
the
do you
world.
read about them? Do you read about why? Would you guess as
They
to why?
probably had similar views to y'all.
But guess why they didn't want women to go into
It
politics?
don't matter. Why are you just picking a side and be like, yeah, they're right because they agree with me? Like that's not how this works. You can't make that's not an argument to just be like, yeah, there's women that didn't want to vote. You know why? It's like, okay, well, there's women that wanted to vote. You know why? Like, what do you think we're gonna get from this? Women can vote now because they wanted to.
I don't know, the self-hating, something like that.
Self-hating.
Yeah.
No, it's because they love
I
their
hope he wasn't
families.
serious. That was a bad answer. Like he can't. He's acting way too. That was a little too left for me. I don't know. Sometimes it's like he's fighting on shit he don't have to. Like don't just say self-hating because it just makes you look bad. Like you didn't have a better answer for that question.
They love having children.
Like even like clearly there's better reasons to answer that than to say self-hating. That's not a reason. And I think it's just they could just be ill-informed of what it could mean for them, or they're like her and they just want to stay in the kitchen, and that's just what it is.
Children. They want to
there
focus.
it is again. Then be with your family. That's your choice. But why do you insist on making other people's choices for
Dude,
them?
do you know that there is a mass
Freedom, baby.
Do you know that women voting is not freedom, bro?
This like it's no way this woman could sit next to him and be proud of the shit that's coming out his mouth, because even if she agrees with his takes, he's not even articulating them well. women voting isn't freedom, bro. He did. That was like a nervous response to just whatever the words were just came out. Women voting is not freedom. And then laughing through it like it was just like this nice little get back. Like, what?
But by saying women shouldn't vote, and I know this is what you believe, and I don't know if I would ever change your view on this, but it's like the biggest, most simple way to put men and women on such a different
Exactly.
Value.
Yeah.
You're valuing them wildly different.
And it's still equality.
Where in reality, of course, women who are part of society, who are equal citizens, who are equal people, should be having a say in their democracy.
Democracy is cringe.
It's mob rule. The majority of people.
What are y'all talking about? Democracy is cringe. Bro, you live in a democracy. Like, what the fuck?
In this country used to think slavery. The majority of people in this country used to think slavery.
Trump got the popular vote. It's true. Trump is the democracy king at the moment. So that's great. But at the end of the day, like if there were a room full of people that thought like me and Isabella, you would hate democracy too, wouldn't you?
There have been majority.
Oh, wait. Is he trying to say that he doesn't like democracy because a lot of people disagree with him? Is that what he's saying? I wouldn't hate democracy because more people in a room disagree with me. That's not a reason, because the fact that we can coexist and have these different ideas is why America is great. And the point is, you want to make the better argument. If I'm in the minority of people that think like me, maybe I'll reconsider, or maybe I'll be strongly in my convictions like y'all are anyway. They want to act like Trump is just this overly popular guy. He's not. Yes, he beat Kamala, but he didn't even get 50% of the vote. It's not this sweeping mandate. It was only a few hundred votes across 3 states. Like, this election could have easily swung the other way. It wasn't this big ass. We was fooled the night of the numbers because he only won by like 2 million votes, barely.
Majorities, and we worked
the popular vote by 2 million, but as far as the electoral college, she could have won with a few 100,000 votes.
Democracy.
Yes or no?
To convince people. No, I want to hate democracy.
Really?
That's how things were before, and then we use our democracy to make the country better.
What's better?
A bunch of metrics are better off now than probably when y'all loved it. 1800, I don't know, 1700. When y'all like it?
Right.
1950s. Oh, the time to be alive.
Yeah.
The 1950s. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Come on.
Seriously.
And we still have segregation.
Including like the oppression of black people and stuff.
Right, like what the fuck?
Segregation's not oppression.
Oh, wow.
Malcolm X, the reason why I wore the Malcolm...
Of course, see, again, let me pick whoever agrees with me, that's the arbiter of all truth. Because whenever somebody agrees with what I think, then they're right.
X t-shirt is because Malcolm X wanted black communities.
I know.
Black government, black politics.
I wonder if he'll just say, yes, I want to be segregated from black people. I want to hear him say that. Just say it. Just say, I don't want to be around black people. And I hope Luke make him say that shit. That maybe may not be in his personality, but if I was sitting in front of him, I'd be like, so you don't want to live amongst black people or people that's not white? Is that how you feel?
Stance.
That's what he wanted, and
I agree with more not Malcolm X's.
MLK.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
yeah.
Of course.
Martin
or
Luther
a
King.
bunch of the Malcolm X's.
Government, black politics.
Whose stance?
That's what he wanted, and
I agree with more not Malcolm X's.
MLK.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
yeah.
Of course.
Martin
or
Luther King.
A bunch of the civil rights advocates of the day who understood segregation, the whole separate but equal fallacy, is just that, a fallacy. That's just a way to allow for less resources, less rights to go to certain communities. But you first have to isolate them and then you oppress them.
But that's like very anti-democracy of you. If black people came together and they had decided that they wanted black communities, they had decided that that's what they wanted.
They didn't though.
No, whites got together.
Right, they didn't though. Like again, the majority won. Like we're integrated now. Like yes, Malcolm X did want to segregate, but you know, his philosophy didn't resonate with the masses.
Were they unifying with? There we go.
Huh?
Yeah, exactly. Americans. And if you have black people who choose to associate with one another. And for example, their whole friend group is black. That's very different than, as
I
you
agree.
mentioned,
I agree.
lawful segregation.
I think lawful segregation,
or even advocating segregation.
They do choose to segregate.
Right.
This is something that they choose to do.
As time has gone on, people have been less and less segregated.
There's like segregated months, gay pride month, African American month.
Are you fucking kidding me? Like these people just she can't be a real person, bro. I think dude is literally stupid and he just doesn't know shit. And I think she's a character. I don't believe her at all.
People tend to get with people who
We have segregated months, gay pride month, Black History Month. Like,
wait, what did you just
No,
say?
I'm just saying, like, I
people tend to get with people who
Yes.
Wait, what did you just
No,
say?
I'm just saying, like, I disagree with governments like
Pride Month-
segregation.
you don't understand even
Don't
the thing
even
that you're so
argue
upset about.
this.
Mm-hmm.
Pride is saying that you're straight, more traditional. I don't even like saying that because I feel like that's disrespectful to traditional Christians, but
Being
your
straight?
version of traditional conservatism and Christianity, that is yours to live, and then other people's lives are ours to live, and that's the beauty of freedom.
So
That's
where's
what
our
Pride's
white
about.
pride month? Where's our Christian pride month? I don't even want it. I don't even care. But like, you only see it as the supposed oppressed groups.
Right.
And
there's no religion pride month. White pride month. Yeah, but the thing is, white people are white, but they don't even claim that. Like they be like, I'm German, I'm Irish, I'm Polish, Russian, whatever you are. Like usually that's what they celebrate. Just white is just literally your complexion. Like that's just, you know what I'm saying.
So those start because people are saying for too long we've been pushed down. So we're gonna do a month to say that we are proud.
And that for the most part, that's not happened to, Caucasians.
Proud of who we are. No longer are we gonna be shameful.
it's so
Shame.
gay.
That is literally gay. on
Literally.
Pride Month,
But
yeah.
every month that is like,
It's literally gay.
that is also gay. Like not even just gay pride month. Like also African
What does that
American.
mean to you?
Just like, I'm just like, cringe, like,
Gay equals cringe.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't like all that. I would have just took that joke as what it is. Like that's what I'm saying. I don't take her serious for one, but that I wouldn't have made. See, I think Luke is a little too left for me sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, you're having sex and you can't reproduce. Like, the best part about having sex is reproduction.
What the fuck is he talking about? What?
Seriously. Like, I don't value sex because of an orgasm. I value sex because I know that I am going to reproduce and have another baby.
Maybe the orgasms aren't good enough. Kidding. Sorry.
Pain. I mean, like, seriously, though, like, the best part of it's why as soon as we got together, like, she's off birth control. As soon
We
as
got married, yeah.
So why y'all don't have 15 kids by now?
soon as we're together, it's like no birth control, nothing, because I'm not going to have gay sex. And like gay sex is more than just like another man and a man. It's just like the idea of looking at sex as such a materialistic thing and just like, oh, well, like we just have an orgasm and that's fun or whatever. No, like, dude, sex is about having children. It's about having babies.
Mm.
Now I don't know if he's a real person because holy shit. Oh my God. That man just said, I'm not going to have gay sex. Well, if you're straight, I would think you're not trying to have gay sex. And explains it by saying if he's not having a baby, the sex is gay. Bro, look, tell on yourself without telling on yourself, bro, because associating sex only being heterosexual, meaning if it's a baby comes out of it, is crazy. Because if you shooting blanks, then what you gonna do now? You know what I'm saying? Like, why aren't you shitting in the woods? All this whole natural, this is what it's made for and all that shit. Like, cut the bullshit. Most of you, why aren't you walking around naked? You weren't meant to wear clothes. Like, stop it. All this shit is ridiculous. Stop with all this. Sex is for reproduction. I'm not going to have gay sex. If I'm not having a baby, why am I having sex? The orgasm. Ugh. Tell us you don't know what intimacy is. Tell us you don't really care about the person that you being with. Like, what the fuck is we talking about? You don't really care about her. She don't turn you on? Why are you with her? If sex is only for you, like y'all like, all right, let's have a baby. All right, sex, get on the bed. Sex, baby, yay. Like, what the fuck?
Like you pump yourself full of birth control and then you have sex with your wife and like there's no purpose there except just pleasure. That's the only purpose.
Should people
pleasure.
who are born
Intimacy, pleasure, bonding, like learning, you're learning about them, like what? Hell, it's practice. Get some practice in to have a baby, so y'all can enjoy it and have the baby. God damn it! What the fuck is wrong with him? Like he does not believe this, y'all. I am 97% sure he does not really believe this. Like you there's no way that you like, even with you saying it in the back of your mind, you don't truly believe it. Even if you want to tell yourself that's the fact, you don't believe that shit.
like infertile.
Okay.
Have
Right.
sex.
So if you're infertile, like, well, no sex in my life because no baby's ever gonna come from it.
It depends. Listen, I am pro like people committing to celibacy for the rest of their life.
What the fuck that's not an answer to what he said. People committing to celibacy has nothing to do with, he's asking you if infertile people should have sex. Why are you talking about people committing to celibacy? Where is the connection, bro?
I am pro like that. And if that was something that they couldn't have babies, I believe that they should have that choice there.
Well, they have the choice.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, is that what you believe is correct?
Right.
Infertile people, no sex for you.
I think that it's crazy. Infertile people don't think. I don't see anybody really saying that. Hey, I'm infertile, so I'm going to be celibate for the rest of my life. I'm not going to touch sex. I'm not going to have sex.
You think these crazy people don't say that?
Yeah.
What the fuck is you? Answer the question. Be trying to talk in circles.
Wow.
I think that would be very honorable.
Press the question.
No gay sex with women, guys.
Fuck, damn, why he push him on that? He just let that go. No, make him answer. Should people that are infertile according to you, do you think infertile people should have sex? We're not talking about the choice they make. We know, people on the left want people to make their own choices. That's what we go for. You're the one sitting up here trying to tell people what they should and shouldn't do.
Very true. I agree. What I'm advocating for is for men to take responsibility, specifically with protection and with provision. And she's advocating for women to submit and to serve their husbands. And we're both, that's what we agreed on. Like our vows, it was like, I vow to protect and support, protect and provide and to love you. And she vowed to love me and support me always and to serve me.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to go saying, we need to figure out how to prevent couples like this. Instead, I'll just say people have the freedom to live the way they want to. And that's my point about this sort of one-way street.
Yeah, but it's kind of like lukewarm.
Yeah, you're just giving a softer delivery, but you're still letting the public know your stance, what you think is better. I
think equality is better for sure.
We take a more harsh.
Your view of equality is just it's.
What do you think equality is?
Listen, are men and women equal?
Yes.
In what way?
They're
human
equal
beings.
people, individuals, and they have the same individual rights.
Right.
Okay, so basically they're equal.
He's trying to make an argument like we're stronger, we're more logical, and blah blah blah, all that goofy shit. Like that we're people, that's what he means.
Because the government says they're equal.
What's the fucking
Because
government?
people through a democracy have made the government say they're equal.
So the government basically gets to say that these people are equal
How
because
else do you
we
think
give
we
them.
protect-
What the government is implementing is what we as society has decided should be implemented. That's how that works, sir. Stop.
Right. Because people
Our rights
set
are
up an
from God,
institution.
not from the
We
government.
the ones that set that up. Like they didn't fall from the sky as the government and then command things. We set things up and appoint these people, and they're gonna go with what the masses say for the most part, and that's how that works. We're the ones that think women are equal, not the government. So they're not just gonna wake up one day and say women are unequal, and everybody's gonna be like, okay, no, bro. Stop acting like you're fucking retarded.
How else
Because
do you
we
think
give them
protect
rights.
Because people
Our
set
rights are
up an
from God,
institution,
not from the government.
and then if you stop engaging with our government, you very quickly
It
have a
wasn't
world you don't love.
men and women were created equal. It wasn't that like our God-given rights were like for equality for men and women. That wasn't the point. Equality implies the same.
The same rights, yeah.
Dude, it's no. Look up what equality is. Or
What the fuck? What do you think is gonna happen? What do you think equality is?
being equal.
Oh, the state of being equal, especially in status, rights, and opportunities.
What did he think was gonna happen when he looked up the word?
Look at more definitions.
But
Look up more definitions. Ain't no way, bro. You see what I'm saying? Like, I think dude is just stupid. Like, why is he up here? Golly. Holy shit. He said, look up more definitions. What you think? It's going to say the opposite of what he just said? What the fuck? So, but he might as well say, hey, look up antonyms. What the fuck?
Just click on it.
Just click on it.
Maybe it further vindicates you.
Girl, shut up.
a symbolic expression of the fact that two quantities are equal in equation. That's obviously not helpful. That's math.
You're big on welfare and
let's just talk about something else.
things like that.
Well, I'm sure Luke cut this shit, but clearly that was the end of that conversation. He was wrong, and it's just like, well, next topic. Like
Programs that are effective to help people. Yeah.
And you think that those are effective programs?
Like Social Security cutting senior poverty by gargantuous
Sure,
margins,
but
and
the
enhanced
government
child tax
taking
credit.
care of women who are pregnant.
Yeah.
You like that?
Oh yeah.
Really? That's very peculiar to me.
Why?
Why?
So she's pregnant, like not right now, but she's pregnant, and now I'm married man. We're living God-fearing lives. Now I have to go pay the hospital $12,000. So now Brittany over here, Bethany, she decides that she just got knocked up by her boyfriend and she doesn't like him, so she's going to separate from the family.
Yeah, let's pick the absolute worst type of scenario, because that's how it usually goes. Yeah, I got pregnant by this dude, but I don't like him, so I'm just gonna separate myself from him and his whole family, and then just lean on the government to give me everything that I want, because I want to be a single mom and get all the money given to me from the government. Ha ha ha! In your face, MAGA.
premarital sex. There's no marriage. There's no stability. There's no guarantee that the father is going to be around or try his best to be around. And the government says, man, that sucks. That sucks that your boyfriend bailed on you. We're going to step in and we're going to pay for this. We're going to reward this.
Reward? Is that the word you're really going to use? Let's not act like government help is like just gets you into the fucking mansions of the world. Like, this needs to stop. They need to stop acting like government assistance means you're just living high and fly and just you got it all laid out. You know what I'm saying? Especially with a kid, bro. What? A single parent with a kid, if she's not rich, what do you think she's living like? What do you think a single mom's life is like that isn't getting maintaining a very well-paid job? What do you think her life is like? And why would you want people that need help to be fucking destitute, especially with a child? That's not good for our economy. That's not good for our fucking social living. That's not good for our safety. Why would you want people destitute because they had a baby and they're not married? You could be married and poor with your child. Y'all got all the love in the world. You could be God-fearing, but y'all could have a kid and be poor as fuck. And they're just out here too, living in a bad situation. What the fuck? Like, and they're gonna probably get government assistance if they're below the threshold. So what are you talking about? It's about being below a threshold. It's not about making decisions and getting knocked up and deciding to move away from the family, which is fucking stupid.
What do you mean? What are they paying for?
It's because she's a single mother. Like the government.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah,
I think, Vice President Harris actually ran on a bunch of pro-family policies, like the enhanced child
Harris is incentivizing people to make families, but they don't care about that shit.
tax credit for people such as yourself.
I don't want tax credits. Bro, if there's a woman who is literally getting...
What do you think? What's she supposed to hand you? Hey, you had a baby. Here's $5,000. Yay. Like, come on, bro. What? You shouldn't want that. If you believe all this narrative, then people are just going to get pregnant just for the sake of getting a check. If you think that that's how everything works. If you think people are just making bad decisions and turning around to just get pregnant or whatever the fuck.
Like everything is getting taken care of by the government for having a baby, but it's through premarital
But if
sex.
you can, now I do think like that's why Kamala's run on the middle class. When you're in the middle class, you are in a very like fucking hairy situation where like you make too much to get help, but not enough to be able to do all the things that you need and want. But if you can afford things, you can afford things. Like that's just like if you can afford things, you got to make your fair share. And then people tend to try to live directly at their means, and then when some shit happens, you can't afford it. You're supposed to live below your means to an extent. So that's the best way to make sure you have money for emergencies or whatnot, or whatever the case may be. But he's acting like people just maliciously trying to come up off the government. Nobody operates like that in real life.
Without a father.
Why is that not for Christian families?
What the fuck are you keep talking? Why are you trying to bring church and state into one thing? Stop. If you believe in what this country is about, there's a separation of church and state. Why do you Christian families? Bro.
Wait. That's what I'm saying. If you have a family, for each of the children that you have as a couple,
tax benefits.
then you have to pay less taxes.
Right.
But that's not what is happening.
That's what Kamala wanted, but you voted against her.
What? Like, there's no way he's this stupid, bro. Like, he needs to chill out, bro. He needs to tag her in, because she's crazy, but at least she understands a question and knows how to respond to it, even if it's fucking I disagree with it. She can at least respond coherently, because how the man say, well, that's not what's happening. Well, you didn't vote for Kamala. She wanted that to happen. So what are you talking about? You're sitting here arguing about benefits for being a family, and Kamala literally was giving benefits to have families. She's trying to expand the tax credit. She's trying to give you a credit for having your first child. Like, I mean, the first year of a child. Like... Like, what do you want? Do you want a check for, hey, you had another kid, let's give you a check. Every kid you have, we're just going to hand you a check. Like, what do you want at that point?
Shame on you.
I couldn't vote in 2020.
Kamala in 2024, this last election, just now.
Oh, yeah, no, because she's a liar.
What are you saying? I'm saying let's support families.
No.
And then when people...
You see what I'm saying? Like, you it's just these non sequiturs. Like, what the fuck just happened? He talked about Kamala, and the man brought up 2020. Like, what?
Kamala in 2024, this last election, just now.
Oh, yeah, no, because she's a liar.
And Trump isn't?
What are you saying?
Trump lied more than any politician ever.
I'm saying let's support families.
No.
And then when people...
Let's support families. Yes.
Okay.
Man and woman getting married.
Man and man, yeah, like a families.
Luke had to do that because, dude, no, I will. Now that's some left shit, but I will give him credit for that because dude know what he doing when he man and woman. He knew what he was doing. So Luke like, yeah, or man and man, because men and men can get married legally too. So don't do that. I'm okay with that left move.
Man and woman getting married and having babies. That's family. This is not.
Who's supposed to? Never mind.
Not family.
He's talking.
This is not family. A woman has
if
premarital sex,
man,
gets knocked up on a one night stand, and then the government pays for it.
They don't pay for it.
They do.
What the fuck? They pay. The government pays for it. What are you even talking about?
Give support to people who
need it.
What does giving support mean?
It's support. You can be married with kids and need government support. Like what? Are these people that privileged? Do they really think that married couples with kids don't get government support at any point or whatsoever? What the fuck? Like, do you really believe that? Do you agree that married people with kids, if they don't make a lot of money, should the government support them? I bet you he would say yes. So if a woman is single and need government support, should she get it? Yes, because if a woman gets knocked up, but she makes $300,000 a year, the government's not doing shit for her. So why are you acting like these people can't be fucking real, bro?
At times.
What does give support mean? Paying for it.
If
they pay for it.
What's the definition of giving support here?
Wait, you're acting like everything's covered and you're living this.
If you're a single mother, you get free baby care. Like
if you make a certain amount of money, you get assistance. It's about the money. It's not about just being single.
Hospital
you
delivery.
Got a lot of support because I believe, just like Jesus did,
Why won't
that we
he
should
say
help
that?
people.
Can you just correct them? Like, you finna talk about some bullshit. Tell them it's about money. It's not about just being a single mom. Because they're making this stupid ass argument, but you could be married with kids and still get government support.
Who are in tough situations.
Right, but when the government
and often when
incentivizes
someone
bad
is a
be-
single mother trying to raise children, those kids are going to be malnourished if we don't give them.
If getting government assistance is a benefit and you're getting incentivized to do it and it's just everything is peachy cream, why the fuck y'all don't just give up everything that you do and just get government assistance? Since it's so great and life is so grand under government assistance, stop doing everything that you're doing. Stop making all this money. Stop going on YouTube, delete your account, get off OnlyFans, get off X, whatever the fuck you're doing, and just get government assistance because you're below the threshold of what it needs, since it's so fucking great. I dare you, since it's the best thing coming.
Them some support.
It's such bullshit. They're not going to be malnourished.
Have you met people? Have you met
my
any single
mother
mothers?
was a single mother.
Okay, so
Yeah.
maybe she was like really successful or something.
No.
Then how did
Luke sounding privileged now too, because you don't have to jump to malnourished. He's fighting on things he does not have to fight on. They don't have. It's not about being malnourished. It's about simply how much money do they make? If they're not making enough money to support themselves, the government assists them. That's all it's about. You don't have to jump to the child being malnourished.
she support?
Yeah, she has
got
boobs.
support.
She has boobs, and
Not all women can breastfeed, you fucking idiot.
she eats, and then you get breast milk right there.
And what the fuck do you do after they've been breastfed for a year?
So kids only
dude,
live
malnourished.
Kids
What?
only wait.
Y'all both being ridiculous.
That's the most psychotic thing I've ever heard. What are you still sucking on her? I'm saying that.
Where's the video of me drinking her breast milk? Get that one up.
He did.
Wait,
Jamie,
first of
pull that
all-
one up.
First of all, you have to. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. You have to be nourished as a mother to give good nourishment to your babies, and then the babies grow out of the sucking phase,
Yeah.
and then you still have to feed
And then they
them.
eat food. Yeah.
Yeah. So then
So she don't make a lot of money and she gonna need help. Yeah. So what the fuck is dude? Yeah, they need food, obviously. So where you think she gonna get it if she needs help?
that's what I'm
Are we
talking
acting
about.
like people are not getting food?
Where people can't afford everything if they don't make a certain amount of money.
A lot of people, a large percentage of the U.S. population is food insecure. Yeah. Meaning
I
they
don't
get
like how he's making these arguments. You're right, but you're not even making the right case. Like, don't say a large portion of Americans are food. What do you say? Food deficient? Whatever the fuck he just said. They don't make enough to get the food they need. Dude, just say some people don't make enough money to where they can support themselves 100%. So they need a link. So they need WIC. So they need cash benefits.
some food, but not enough to have a healthy, nutritious diet. Because
it's not about healthy, nutritious. Just like that's not the argument at this point.
most of them are in poor environments.
Really, in America? I see a lot
America.
of fat people. I don't know.
In America.
Okay, so the fuck what? I see a lot of fat people. Maybe they not broke, and even if they is, you still don't get good healthy food a lot of times when you don't make a lot of money. You get the cheapest shit.
Okay.
Very interesting.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm curious what these communities are.
This is a room full of privileged people that just don't understand what it's like to be normal. Because even Luke, for arguing for the left, he's not making the correct arguments right now. And clearly they don't understand needing. Because I need to see these communities. What? You don't know people that need government assistance?
I think the point that he's
all
trying
sorts of communities.
I'm saying where they are. Like
it's worse in red states because red states by almost every metric.
Are they this crazy, bro? Oh my god! So you don't notice some people make like $30,000 a year and have to support a family? You just don't know that. You just don't know that. Like that's just not a thing that's in your head whatsoever. Even if you don't know them personally, you can't fathom that there's people outside making $30,000 to $50,000 a year supporting a family of like 5 sometimes. Like that's just not a thing in your head.
Or worse.
Really?
Like
but at least they're gonna go to heaven.
What about the cities? What about the liberal cities?
And that's
Cities, all the
Health
homelessness,
outcomes.
LA, like, come on.
Yeah, so a red state.
Everybody jump to LA. It's the fucking biggest state in the whole fucking country. Has the most people. Yes, they have a lot of homeless people because it's the biggest fucking state with the most fucking people. So they're gonna have they're gonna have the biggest homeless issue. And it costs a shit ton to live there. So people go there, get fucked, and then they're on the street. Because it's fucking hard to survive in LA if you don't work.
States have disproportionately worse violent crime, worse poverty, etc., worse infrastructure, worse education.
And right, even with that, California is the if not the two second fucking biggest booming economy in this country.
I would say the cities probably have.
No,
No.
this is
You're just looking at
debatable,
states?
but-
Okay.
Well, because state governments structurally, systemically have a lot more say.
I think the point that we're trying to make is that when the government incentivizes
y'all know
bad
there's
behavior.
like really poor rural red areas, right? Where
Right,
their
like
food
you don't
insecure.
know
Yeah.
that, like the red states and cities and places is the poorest.
So if a mother, if the husband, for example, runs off, let's say it's a happy couple, and all of a sudden the husband runs off, and then this wife who was living the lifestyle you wanted her to live, so she's not trained on anything, she can't go get a job easily, she needs to raise the kids, is all of a sudden trying to figure out how to get a really low wage job because she's a single mother now, or her husband dies.
Okay.
She should join a church community and get
And-
help there.
Okay.
You think that's gonna support a fucking lifestyle for the rest of her life?
Or the community, like our governments, could step in and support. But we should also be supporting families where people are together, which is a big part of what Vice President Harris proposed.
Right.
Which I probably didn't even know, which is why I call people who vote for Trump so often misinformed.
Just a nice way of saying stupid.
No, not stupid.
No, it is two different things. I think they're stupid personally, but I do think a lot of Trump supporters are misinformed. I agree.
But I think you could be really smart and then just not take the time to go inform yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think
From
they're
being
just
ignorant
misinformed.
or stupid.
Well, y'all are definitely ignorant.
Ugh!
Definitely. Really.
All right.
Badly. There's less of an issue with hunger in this country compared to other countries, right? You'd agree?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
and you're saying it's because of socialism programs,
Sure.
and I would agree with you.
And so I'm asking, when you talk about these different issues, I agree we could tweak and make changes to welfare to make it as ideal as possible. One of them is more universal programs. I'm asking what your prescription is then. Do you rip them away, the programs altogether, and then you're just like, I don't know, if you can't eat, you can't eat?
Yeah, right.
No,
If you
it's
can't eat,
it's
you
not
can't
really about if you can't eat, you can't eat. It's about you removing and not incentivizing bad behavior and saying, hey, you are going to have a tough life because you decided that you were just going to have
Stop
sex
saying
and you
just-
didn't really understand the
He's just giving the worst outcome that you could think of. Like, and most people don't operate like that. Ain't nobody just like, yeah, let me have sex, get pregnant, and then just not deal with the father so I can get money from the government. The people don't move like that. Generally, that's not what happens. You know that shit ain't that simple, and you're still making this argument.
responsibilities of it, and we're not going to come bail you out. You
What
know
about
what?
the children? Even if you feel that way, why are we
but what
punishing
they
the
gonna do?
children?
It's
Right.
it's
The
a survival
child
instinct.
suffers.
What are they going to do? They're going to get in touch with their community.
Yeah.
They're going to get in touch with their neighbors.
So let's put people to the brink of death to make them get into their natural born instincts, which is kill or be killed. Get the fuck. Yeah, that's the type of society we should live in. Let people get to the brink of desperation and let them figure out what to do next. Yeah.
We have no sense of
And
community.
that's why there's no starving in the countries I just referred
we
to
have
that
we
don't
have
have the
no
programs
sense.
we have.
We have no sense
there
of
is.
community. We have no sense
course.
of community.
I
How many
agree
people
we
knocked
should-
on your door for Halloween?
I agree we should. I live in an apartment, but
People just don't go outside. Like they don't know their neighbors.
He doesn't
agree.
know
You used to
what
go
he wants to talk about. He is grasping at straws now.
and knock on your neighbor's door and
Mm-hmm.
say, "Hey, you have some brown sugar?"
I want more community. I'm with you.
Yeah.
But the answer is not always the government. It doesn't
Of
always have
course,
to be
of course,
the
of
government.
course.
It can be
But
going to
we're
the
not gonna
community.
solve-
Okay, but some people need government assistance. Like, why are y'all acting like this?
The reason why we even created the programs that feed people like SNAP, the food stamps, is because before clearly we didn't solve the issue with community. So we're going to have programs to
Like,
provide.
you can't, like, that's the thing too. Like, like if I'm in a very bad situation, like my community can change. People can leave. People die. People move. Like, shit happens. Their situation could change, and they can't do as much. So like everybody that's like fucking out and down and bad, like I gotta depend on everybody else in the community to support my life for how long? How long is that supposed to happen? They have their own lives and family too. And if we in the same community, they probably not that far off of in a situation than me, because we in the same community. I'm not next door to fucking Bezos. He could just support my lifestyle. Like, come on, y'all don't even know what y'all saying.
A basic standard of living for people. And then I agree we should work to strengthen communities.
See, the thing is, I'm going to be honest, I don't know how we were necessarily right before we got all these programs. I would like to see that and then come back to you, because I'm not,
we were probably in a worse situation. Probably. Like, that's why they happened.
Kind of, I should just take your word for it, that things were so much worse before SNAP and welfare?
Take his word at this point, because y'all don't know shit.
As we've solved,
y'all don't know broke, y'all don't know poor people, y'all don't know people that need government assistance, y'all don't know no married people that's not making enough money and need government assistance. Y'all don't know anything.
Poverty, not completely, but as we've minimized it, as we've implemented some of these programs, our country just keeps becoming more capitalistically dominant still, even with the socialism.
Really? Because when there's a cap to how much money you can get from the government, you actually don't want to make more. So it actually incentivizes people to stay underneath this like tax bracket.
And that's true. That is a problem. Like, we need some type of way for people to transition out of government assistance, because I see it happen all the time where people like, I can't get another job, or I can't get a raise, or else I'm gonna lose my benefits. And it's like, you make this much money and now you lose your benefits, and now this assistance you had handicaps you because you can't transition wealth, because you never had to budget for $400, another $400 of food that you was buying every month or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or now you got to pay rent because you don't got subsidized housing anymore. And now you got to pay real rent, but you never budgeted like that. So it's just difficult. Even if you plan to get yourself out of that in a certain amount of time, it's like, all right, I'm making this much money. That transition could be hard unless you make a super dramatic increase of income, which isn't common, that your wealth will increase dramatically in a short time frame. That is a issue I do think people deal with. And people do try to stay underneath that line to keep getting it. They do, but their lifestyle is gonna be met at that point. So like, their lifestyle isn't ever gonna increase, and if they don't want that, then this is what it is.
Cap? What cap?
That is a thing where
you get taxed more. Yeah, people are going to find ways always.
We're talking about
we should abolish
really.
taxes.
Anyways.
Yeah, I don't know.
See, Luke, they are all privileged. Luke don't even understand what the fuck that just was. He don't even understand. She knew that existed, but Luke didn't even understand the concept that people don't want to make too much money so they could keep their benefits.
Why did you vote for Trump?
It was really tough, but I'm just trusting the people that I'm connected with. I feel like I could have some representation through connections that I have in the White House. Maybe we'll see. And so I'm trusting who he's putting in the cabinet. We're gonna see. It's better than Kamala. Like,
yeah,
I feel way more represented with the community that I've built with a Republican president than I ever would with a Democrat president.
Trump wasn't even strong enough on abortion that we would like. That's why we were kind of like, I don't know. I mean, I didn't vote because women shouldn't vote, but
to make choices for other people. I'm not gonna say they're the representation of all of MAGA, but that is a subsect of MAGA, just unintelligent, uninformed, and uninspiring. But if you made it to this point in the video, man, you definitely need to leave a like, comment, sub. If not one, then on 3, we on the road to 500 subs, and we almost there. So your sub matters just as much. So appreciate y'all. Thank you. Until next time, this is Logix. Peace.